I Cannot Live With You, by Emily Dickinson is a deeply introspective and poignant poem that explores themes of love, separation, and existential contemplation. Through a series of powerful metaphors and profound reflections, Dickinson conveys the complexities and impossibilities of a deep romantic connection. The poem delves into the emotional and spiritual dimensions of love, ultimately leading to a resignation to the inevitable separation. The poem opens with the speaker declaring that they cannot live with their beloved, comparing this impossibility to being unable to live with certain domestic objects, such as the windowpane. This comparison immediately sets a tone of intimate, everyday life while also suggesting that their love cannot be confined to the ordinary or the mundane. The speaker's use of domestic imagery highlights the tension between the desire for closeness and the reality of separation. As the poem progresses, the speaker elaborates on the reasons why they cannot live with their beloved. The metaphor of the sexton is introduced, which signifies death and the finality of life. The speaker suggests that living with their beloved would mean confronting the inevitability of death and the end of all things. This existential contemplation creates a sense of despair and highlights the profound impact of mortality on their relationship. The speaker also addresses the idea of being unable to die with their beloved, likening this to an impossibility akin to living with them. The metaphor of the saturated sight suggests that their vision and understanding of love and death are overwhelmed and clouded by intense emotions. This inability to see clearly reinforces the theme of the incomprehensibility and overwhelming nature of their love. The poem continues to explore the spiritual implications of their relationship. The speaker reflects on the idea of heaven and the afterlife, suggesting that even in death, they and their beloved would be separated. The metaphor of heavenly fame indicates that the speaker believes their love is not bound by earthly constraints but also recognizes that it transcends physical existence, thus remaining unattainable. Dickinson uses religious imagery to deepen the exploration of love's impossibilities. The speaker refers to their beloved as Jesus and themselves as little stone, creating a stark contrast between divinity and mortality. This imagery emphasizes the vast differences between them, making their union seem not only impractical but also sacrilegious in its ambition. The poem further delves into the nature of love as both elevating and isolating. The speaker reflects on how their love makes them feel both exalted and profoundly alone. The metaphor of life as a porcelain cup suggests the fragility and preciousness of their emotional connection, while also indicating its vulnerability to breaking under the pressures of reality. Throughout the poem, there is a recurring theme of resignation and acceptance of the limitations imposed by life and death. The speaker comes to terms with the fact that their love, while profound and transformative, cannot be realized in a conventional sense. This acceptance is both a form of emotional self-preservation and a recognition of the existential truths that govern their existence. The climax of the poem occurs when the speaker acknowledges that their beloved is residence within my heart. This metaphorical assertion encapsulates the essence of their relationship, an internal, deeply personal experience that cannot be manifested externally. The speaker's heart becomes the sole abode of their love, a private sanctuary that defies external constraints. The poem concludes with a somber reflection on the separation that defines their love. The final lines suggest a sense of peace and resolution, as the speaker accepts the impossibility of their union. This acceptance, while tinged with sadness, also carries a sense of profound understanding and maturity, as the speaker reconciles with the reality of their emotions. I Cannot Live With You, by Emily Dickinson is a rich and complex exploration of the nature of love, mortality, and the spiritual dimensions of human connections. Through a series of evocative metaphors and introspective reflections, Dickinson conveys the deep emotional and existential challenges faced by the speaker. The poem ultimately presents a poignant commentary on the nature of love as both a source of profound joy and an acknowledgement of the inevitable separations that life imposes.